Alright guys, I'm here with a 2013 Camaro SS 6.2 ls3. I'm thinking most LS engines are probably going to be the same. I could be wrong, but if you're looking for this video, you probably have the problem that most people have, and that's having no oil pressure at your gauge, but you know you have oil pressure because your car's not exploding. And the problem people have is, first, where is it located? Second, how do I get the plug off? I found it, but I cannot get the plug to come off. And third is, how do you get the sensor out, because it's in between the intake and the firewall. Fourth, what is this little filter that goes under? And how in the world do I get that out, because I'm working blind? I mean, even with a mirror, it's hard unless you have three arms. If you have a helper, it might make it easier, but I found that helpers sometimes don't always hold the flashlight or mirror where it's supposed to be. But anyway, I had a full video and something happened to my first video, so I'm remaking this one. So unfortunately, it's going to be in two parts. Some of my videos go a little long because I get to talking, but I try to be as my video to be, what's the word here, to be as informative as possible versus just going, here's how you do it, going about your business. But I've already got this one put on, and my second video will show all that stuff, but it's behind here. So in this video, basically what it is, what's going on, and the first issue being that there's on the plug, it's a round plug, there is a white clip that has to be pushed up. And it's kind of like this one, except this plug is round and kind of, it's a little bigger than this plug. And see, to get this plug off, you have to push that white clip up. If you've messed with cars, you probably saw them. It's like a safety clip. Some of them make no sense. They're just in the way. That clip has to push up, and then you can push in the push to pull that off, because you'll never get it off. You'll pull the wires out first. So what I did is I ripped it off. It's gone. It's gone bye-bye. Like, no, that one don't. I was looking at another plug here. I took a flathead screwdriver, got a mirror, could tell it, because unfortunately my plug was turned to where it was facing the back of the intake. There was no way I could get my finger in there, pull that white clip up, and push the button. So I took a flathead, ripped that safety white clip off. It's gone. See you later. Never going to be back again. This thing has a plug that clips down on there real good. I say it in my next video that these Chevrolet harnesses and plugs are very good. These plugs are not coming off. And a lot of people have this oil filter pressure switch problem. I think they should have focused on making the switch last longer versus not being able to get the plug off. So that's the first problem. Second problem, we've talked about it. It's going to be in the video. Don't, most people probably take this somewhere and spend a few $100s to get GM to do it or a mechanic to do it. I think I spent $30 total on parts, and I used the AC Delco switch. Shopping around trying to find the best price, and did it myself. The biggest part was I couldn't find a video that just basically said, rip that white clip off, get rid of it. Everybody wanted to talk about how to do it, because I don't have the biggest hand in the world. I'm not Shaquille O'Neal, but to get my hand in there and to have that, I could get the clip up, but by the time I put my hand back to try to push the button in to pull the plug off, my big fat hand had done pushed the white clip back down. Finally, I took a flathead and flicked that sucker off and kicked it, found it, melted it, set it on fire. Just do it somewhere where you don't cause any trouble. And when I put it all back together, which will be in my next video, you can't really videotape. You see how old I am now. You can't video putting it back on without some special tools and three people, because it's back there in the dark. You can't see it. But there's no sense in riding around the guy I bought it from. Yeah, I bought this car a year ago and I ain't had no oil pressure. Guy I bought it from said he hadn't never had oil pressure. I'm thinking, it took me maybe an hour altogether, and that was fooling with it, trying to figure it out, versus now you have a video get that white clip off, unplug it, go ahead and order your parts. Take that, get a 27 millimeter, get that sucker out, put your new filter, take your old filter out, put a new filter in, 30 minutes after you watch this video, you should be able to do it. Unless you're Shaquille O'Neal, and you might have to find somebody with a smaller hand. Because if my hand would have been any bigger, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I was almost going to pull the intake off, but that's, as you can see, would be a lot more work. Eventually it's all going to come off after I do some modifications. This thing's still got the stock air box, but it's going to be, I'm not going to make no race car out of it, although I say that now. Anyway, there you go. Enjoy. Watch the second video, by the way. It'll be on my channel.